Creations, where I share easy and accessible ideas for your home. You know that I love to talk about DIY ideas, decorating your home, but I also love to talk about really embracing your home and how to make it feel even more cozy. As we head into the winter months, I know that a lot of us can really struggle with feeling happy this time of year. The sun isn't out and it's cold and you don't want to go outside, and sometimes it just feels like the worst time of year. Am I right? Personally, I really love the winter, and I think it's because I'm such a homebody that I love to embrace snuggling up by the fire, doing all the puzzles, reading all the books, and this time really brings me a lot of joy personally. So I thought today we would talk a little bit about some of the ways that I like to embrace cozy this time of year. Some of the things that I want to talk about are habits that you can incorporate, or routines you can incorporate into your day, and some of them are actual tangible things that you can do in your home to make it feel more cozy and welcoming all winter long. My first tip for creating cozy in your home is doing a big puzzle. I know, not everybody is a puzzle person, but I encourage you to just give it a shot and you might find yourself surprised. There is something that feels so cozy and relaxing about having a big puzzle spread out on the table, having your family pop in and out to work on it. It's really fun to work on it as a family. You might find that your kids get really into it, and it is a great alternative to just sitting around watching TV. Next up, try cooking a meal that takes hours and hours to simmer on the stove. Now let me be clear, I'm not talking about cooking a meal that's going to take you hours of work, but I don't know about you, there is just something about existing in my home all day while dinner just simmers in the background that feels so cozy. It requires minimal effort of you in the morning to throw some things in the crock pot or on the stovetop and just let it simmer all day long. And then when it's dinner time, all you have to do is serve it up. Another thing that makes me personally feel really cozy and enveloped in good vibes this time of year is to read a book. And when I talk about reading a book, to really up the cozy factor for me, it needs to be a physical book that I hold in my hands. I need to sit in my favorite spot in the house while I read it, and I need like a tasty drink and a snack while I do it. I read all year long. I love to read. I read when I'm taking my kids to soccer practice, or right before I go to bed, or when I'm waiting to pick them up from school. But making an event of it and getting a cozy blanket and pouring myself a glass of wine and sitting in my favorite chair and holding a book, it is hard to even describe the feeling that it brings me, and it's so cozy and wonderful and the perfect thing to do this time of year. Another potentially unusual way that I like to make my home feel a little better during the winter is to spend a little time doing a small project or organizing something. Whenever you're cooped up in your house all winter long, you may start to notice all of the little things about your home that drive you nuts. It is totally normal. It's to be expected. Maybe try doing something about it. Find a space that's been driving you nuts, an organization project that needs to be tackled, or a room that needs to be painted, or something that you've been wanting to try out, and give it a go. Not only are you doing something with your hands that probably is gonna give you a little bit more energy, boost some of that dopamine, and make you feel a little bit less depressed in the winter, it's also gonna improve your home, make it more functional for you. And you may find that it's really relaxing. It can be a lot of fun to do a DIY project, and the satisfaction of having it done, making your home a little bit better, is gonna make you feel great about things. Try doing some intentional planning and dreaming for your year. If you're a mom like me, then you probably spend a lot of time thinking about what you can do for your family and what your kids need and what you hope to accomplish and experience as a family unit this year. But how much time do you actually spend thinking about yourself and what you want for your year and what you would like to accomplish and experience and do and prioritize? And I really want you to consider self-care whenever we talk about this. For so many people, winter can be a time of experiencing some depression, some seasonal affective disorder. It can be hard on a lot of people, and so it is a time that we really need to be prioritizing self-care more than ever. So think about the things that bring you joy. Maybe you're gonna set a goal and it's a vision for you that once a week you're gonna take a long bath with a glass of wine. Maybe it's that simple. Or maybe it is that, once a week you're going to have your partner take over the entire bedtime routine, and you're just gonna hole up in your bedroom and watch junk TV all evening. And then maybe you're gonna provide the same service to your partner another night of the week. Just think about the things that are gonna bring you joy. Think about the trips you wanna take. Think about the experiences you wanna have with your friends. Think about the books you wanna read. And you know what? Maybe even get crazy and make a vision board. Grab a bulletin board and tack up some visuals of what you want for the year, or just put together a Pinterest board, or just screenshot a few things and save them to your phone, or jot down some notes. Whatever you do, it can be really helpful to be intentional about spending a little bit of time thinking about what you want for yourself this year and how you can accomplish it, and then make it visual so you can remind yourself all year long of what you're working for. Another really practical thing that I love to do to make our home feel a little bit more cozy and homey and special in the winter is to set the table for dinner, even if it's just a Tuesday night and it's just the four of us and we're having a leftover spaghetti. The dryer is interrupting my talk here. We're gonna hold on and let her finish her song. She's very dramatic. Okay, we're talking about setting the table. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it makes a night feel so special to take a second and throw a tablecloth on there and grab out your best china and pour the kids some sparkling apple juice in a wine glass. Like, just eventize a random Tuesday night just because you can. This feels special all year long, but something about the cold, cozy vibes of winter make this feel extra special to me, and I really love to do this. Every once in a while, I will bust out the fancy candlesticks and set them for dinner. Having a fancy table set does not mean that you have to have a fancy dinner. You could order pizza, or make sandwiches, or have some canned chicken noodle soup, but just spend a second trying to make it feel a little special. Just because, for no reason other than it's a weeknight and you have your family and you can. Family game nights can be a really, really great way to create some cozy and settling in your home this winter. For us, it can be hard to get outside and play and go on walks and do all the things that we love to do in the spring and summer whenever it's frigid outside, but there is nothing we love more than to settle in for a good family game night. I could go on and on for a long time about the games that we love to play as a family, but I'll put a link to some of our favorites down in the description. So if you need some ideas for where to get started here, I can help you out. I think that we often think that, especially if we have younger kiddos, our only options for playing games are like Candyland or Chutes and Ladders, and there are so many more options that even little kids can play and enjoy that you as the parent are really gonna love too. So my challenge to you is light some candles, pop some popcorn, turn on some good music, and settle in to play a family game or two. You're gonna be amazed at how good it feels to do this as a family. Next up, this one's a little bit silly, but I think it is one of my favorite things to do year round just to give a little bit of a mood boost, and that's to have a kitchen dance party. Now, hear me out. It sounds silly, and it is, and maybe that's a little bit the point. And it doesn't have to be a kitchen dance party. It can be anything, but think about something that might make your family laugh together, that might make you feel loose and free, and do it. Even if you feel dumb, even if it feels weird, give it a shot. If I notice that we are all feeling a little cranky, if we're cooped up, if we just need a mood boost, I will turn on our favorite music. I will turn it up as loud as I can and I just start dancing. And everybody joins in and we just know that like, this is what we're gonna do. And we sing loud, and it doesn't have to be long. Do it for 5 minutes. It's going to turn your mood around and you're gonna be amazed at the difference it makes. My family in particular really tends to lean towards show tunes for this. We do a lot of Hamilton or Greatest Showman. Now these days it's Wicked, but it can be anything that your family likes to listen to together. Some other ideas to really shake it up, play with the dogs. My kids think it's so funny to throw a tennis ball in the house and watch the dogs chase it. Or have a mini wrestling match with your kids in the living room, or a Nerf gun fight, or challenge them to a race through the snow in the backyard. Just think of something that's gonna take 5 minutes or less, that's gonna shake it up. And I promise you it's gonna be a major mood booster. It's gonna make you feel a little better in your home, and it's gonna just be good vibes all around. Next super simple tip for making things feel a little bit cozier in your home is to establish a regular family movie night. Oh no. My next tip for making things feel a little bit cozier in your home this winter is to establish a regular family TV night. I know this is something that a lot of people do, but I also think it can be overlooked, especially if you have younger kids. Pick a TV show that you can all watch together. Now, I am not just talking about sitting on the couch and throwing on a movie or sitting on the couch and channel surfing. What I'm talking about is picking a show that your whole family can enjoy, where once a week you sit down and intentionally watch an episode together. My family recently did this with a season of Great British Baking Show. And when I tell you, I don't even know how to describe how cozy and homey it felt for us to all get excited to see who was going home that week and snuggle up on the couch and cheer on our favorites. And it feels so much more intentional, and it feels a little bit more special when you decide, like, this is family night, we're watching this show together and we all are gonna enjoy it together. There are a lot of options out there if you have younger kids. I have been doing Full House with my kiddos and they've been loving it. And as they get older, it can evolve a little bit more into shows that you all maybe enjoy a little more. I cannot wait for the day when my kids are old enough to watch The Office with me. And finally, something that I think makes a huge difference in how you feel in every single aspect of your life, from your home to your day-to-day, everything, is to start a gratitude journal. Now, this does not have to be anything formal or fancy. You don't even have to write it down. I find that I really love to write down my gratitude journaling. It makes a difference for me to be able to go back and look at it. But you could just spend 2 or 3 minutes a day sitting down and thinking about the things that you're grateful for. And I think it's really important when we talk about gratitude journaling to think about the fact that the more specific and granular you can get with what you're saying you're thankful for, the better. There is a big difference between writing down, I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for my son's tiny little fingers when they twist through my hair when he's tired at the end of the day. Like, do you see the difference between those two? When you start to think about those tiny little moments that bring you joy in the day-to-day and you write them down and you intentionally start looking for them, you're going to start noticing them more and more in your day just naturally. Things that I have written down in my gratitude journal include, like, the weight of my kid when he sits in my lap, just feeling that weight. The feeling of, in the summer, the AC hitting my skin after I go for a long run and I walk in the house and it just feels so good. The crackling of a really delicious smelling candle as I cook dinner. Think about those really, really specific things, and the more you notice them and write them down, the more you're going to notice them in your day-to-day, and it's just gonna bleed into everything and make you feel a lot happier. As we wrap up, I think it's important to note that we are talking about how to feel cozier in your home, and so many of the things I talked about had nothing to do with your home. Why is that? Because I think that so much of how we relate to our home and how we feel in our home has to do with our attitude. It has to do with our mindset. And yes, it is important and wonderful and lovely to spend time making your home look beautiful and to pour some time and effort and energy into your home. Yes, that's great. I advocate for it. It's what I do. However, little things like how you spend time in your home and how you engage with your family in your home, those are the things that are really going to make a difference in how your home feels, and those are the things that are really going to matter. So as you think about creating cozy in your home, I think it's important to know that yes, adding some beautiful throw pillows to the couch, or maybe some really cozy blankets, or adding some more mood lighting, those are all great tips, and I think that you should try them. But also, spend some time reading in your favorite chair. Have a board game night. Have a family movie night, have a kitchen dance party. These are the things that are going to really matter for you in the long run and truly make a difference in how you feel in your home, because your home can be the most beautiful home ever. It could grace the page of a magazine, but if you don't have those wonderful memories and those cozy family vibes in them, then it's not gonna feel like a cozy home. A beautiful home can be an empty home if you don't have all those memories. So, all that to say, if you are looking to feel a little more cozy in your home this winter, I hope that this helps you, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Tell me your favorite ways to amp up the cozy, welcoming vibes in your home during the winter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to see you stick around. Sound off in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. I want to hear from you.